Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to reveal this or not, but I'm going to talk about leaving a plug cover off. On Sonic Chronicles, The Dark Brotherhood, I originally was the lead programmer and I worked for the executive producer, Dan, who then went on to Dragon Age Origins, and I followed him around a little bit in my career. He used to be an electrician, and something that he told me that he often did as an electrician with certain clients was he would leave a plug cover off. What does that mean? That means when he was doing an electrical job, he would intentionally leave something slightly wrong or incomplete so that the client could see that and comment on it, and then he would say, "Absolutely right, you are so correct, sir. Let me fix that right away." And then he would fix it, and then the job would be done, and everyone was happy. Why did he do this? Well, the reason he did this is that some people feel the need to provide feedback regardless of the situation. Their threshold for the amount of feedback they need to provide is very low. But if you don't leave a plug cover off, they are going to scour your job looking for something to provide feedback on. And if you're an electrician, you don't want the client poking inside the walls trying to find something they can complain about, trying to find that wire that's not properly stapled to the wall. This has been advice that has served me incredibly well, because with certain people, with certain leaders, they feel the need to provide feedback. Regardless of what you give them, they are going to give you at least one piece of constructive feedback, and sometimes there's nothing there, so then they're going to invent something. They don't like this font, or they want the colors to be different, or have we thought about the wording on this slide, and force iteration that is unnecessary or potentially even destructive. And you can end up in these situations with some people like this where you're making a change because they needed to provide feedback, and then later, when they need to provide feedback again, they basically have you put it back the way that it was in the first place. A way to address this in your interactions with these kinds of people is to do exactly what Dan did. You leave a plug cover off. You leave a slide in your PowerPoint deck intentionally incomplete or intentionally with a mistake on it. And then they'll provide feedback, hopefully, on that slide, and you're like, "Oh, you're absolutely right, sir. And let me just tighten that up," and everyone's happy. Is this a universal approach? I don't know that it is. The danger with some people is that if they see a plug cover off, if they see something that is relatively obvious, then they're going to be concerned because why didn't you catch this really obvious mistake? And they might even dig in deeper, thinking that that plug cover being off or askew is proof that you did a sloppy job, and they need to go over this thing with a fine-tooth comb. I haven't actually interacted with as many people like that as I have people that just feel the need to provide some form of feedback. But it is something to be aware of, that there is a danger that if you are either too obvious or it's too egregious, or even just you interact with the wrong person, that the presence of this missing plug cover could trigger something that is the opposite of what you're trying to do, where rather than giving the person something to provide feedback on, it triggers this audit of deep examining. But honestly, I believe that this has been done to me effectively, where people have left plug covers off in things that they have shown to me to give me something to give feedback on. So for me, I actually think in most cases, it's actually not a bad idea to give people something to provide feedback on, something that you are prepared to change or prepared to hear the criticism in order to give the person the outlet of feeling like they've actually done their job. Of course, all of this assumes that you're actually trying to manage the person you're showing the thing you're showing to. If you're not, then actually you probably want to make sure that the plug covers are all on there, because it can actually have exactly the same effect on someone you are trying to get legitimate feedback from. They may see a couple of really obvious things give feedback on those and not dig deeper, which might be the thing that you're actually trying to get. So if you're trying to manage the person, leave a plug cover off. If you're trying to get as much feedback out of that person as you possibly can, maybe you want to make sure all those screws are tightened up before you show the thing to them. No, don't hold things from feedback forever, because that's also a really bad habit. Now, I was a little reluctant to make this video because I feel maybe that sort of showing the cards here, that this might weaken the effectiveness of this as a tactic. And the reason that I'm actually making this video anyway is because as I was thinking about it, I realized that, as I said, this has been done to me, and I have been aware of this as a strategy for more than a decade. So I think that putting this out into the world hopefully provides some of you a tool that can make your interactions with certain very hard to please, very active executives a little bit easier. And if you are an executive, if you are a leader, and now you know that this is being done to you, I guess what I would say is just let it happen, because if it's happening to you, you are probably providing feedback that was not helping that team. So maybe if you're an executive and you're watching this video, maybe just forget that you watched it and let it go. Special thanks to my members. They provide the resources that this channel needs to keep running. If you are interested in becoming a member, there will be a link down in the description. That would really help the channel out. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up. That helps YouTube know that you liked it. If you have someone that helps you make presentations that needs to see this, definitely share this video with them. What are some other strategies you use to deal with overly hands-on executives? Let me know down in the comments. I will see you again soon. Thank you.